Alright, so Sir Leon here once again, and let's look at this question. It says, an equilateral triangle has sides of length 6 cm. Find its area. Now, there are two things that should immediately jump out to you in this very short question. The first one, we are finding area, and the next one, we are dealing with an equilateral triangle. Now, common sense would dictate to us, or what I would encourage anybody to do when dealing with questions that involve shapes and these things, diagrams. Common sense would dictate that we draw the shape that we are dealing with so that we can better visualize the thing in our mind rather than just thinking about it. That's a very beautiful drawing of that triangle here. Good. And yeah. So we are dealing with an equilateral triangle, and the name itself, equilateral, it speaks to the features of the triangle. One of the features of the equilateral triangle, and that is all the sides are equal in the triangle. So they give us the length of one side is 6 cm. So if here is 6 cm, if one side is equal to 6 cm, then all the sides are equal to 6 cm. And we want to find the area, and we know to find area of a triangle. The most common formula is area is equal to half base multiplied by height. That is the formula that we use to find area. And we know the base. We know the base is equal to 6. Well, what about the height? Is the height equal to 6? No, we cannot make that assumption. They did not give us the vertical height of this triangle. So what we need to do, they did not give us this vertical height here. So what we need to do, if we draw a line from the center straight down here, that will give us the height of the triangle. And if we look at the shape, we can see that this equilateral triangle is now split into two right angle triangles. And since it's equilateral and it's split into two, that means from here to here would be 3 cm, and from here to here would be 3 cm. So now we know from here to here is 3, and we know here to here is 3, and we're dealing with a right angle triangle. We want to find a missing side. So something should immediately slap you in your face and tell you that you need to use the Pythagoras Theorem. And the Pythagoras Theorem states that, let me put that in a different color. Let's use the same color for now. So Pythagoras Theorem says the square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the square of the two remaining sides. And we can see that the longest side is always the side opposite the right angle, and here is the right angle, so the longest side would be here. So it says the square of that side, so let's call that side 6 squared is equal to the sum of the square of the two remaining sides. So let's call this side here, since we want to find the height, let's call it h. This will be h squared plus 3 squared. So let me just work this out. 6 times 6 will be 36 is equal to h squared plus 3 is 9. So then we just make h the subject. So this will be 36 subtract 9 is equal to h squared. So h squared will be equal to 36 subtract 9. You will get a value of 27. So we just take over the square. This will become the square root of 27. So h will be equal to approximately 5.2 cm. So that is a value of h, but we're not dealing with h. It asks us to find the area. So we need to use the formula now to find area of the triangle. So let me put that in a nice blue. So the formula to find area of a triangle is equal to half base times height. And we know all the components now. We know half, well, that's a constant. Half times the base, which will be 6 cm, because the base is of the entire triangle will be 6 cm, times the height, which we just found, would be 5.2 cm. And when we work that out, we get 1 times 6 cm times 5.2 cm. We will get a value of 1 times 6 times 5.2. We get a value of 31.2 cm squared, because cm times cm will give you cm squared, divided by 2, which will give you a value of 15.6 cm squared. And that is the area for the equilateral triangle.